Greetings, and oh boy, this is not going to be pretty. Maybe it's because I'm just coming off of a phenomenal game, that being Silksong, or maybe it's just a frustration due to a specific situation that I'm being in, which I will go on later, but just a fair warning. This is going to be very negative, very mean, and very direct. I will not mince words, and if you are a Borderlands fanboy, you're not gonna like what I have to say. Watch it anyway if you're a Borderlands fanboy, no matter how angry you get. Maybe it will broaden your horizon, and if not, it gives you something to write a long hate comment on. I will completely and utterly rip this game in half, in its current state, and comment a little bit on the current state of gaming in general. As a very, very highly respected game reviewer would say, the absolute state of the gaming industry. I'm sorry I can't do his accent, but you know who I'm referring to. To make it short, Borderlands 4 is the most turbo piece of trash, hot, steaming garbage that I have unfortunately purchased this year. I would go so far and say that this product might be one of my most hated games in 2025. And I can pretty concisely explain why. It is also the first game where I went all the way out with a refund. All the way through to Steam support with a personalized support help ticket, because I wanted this game refunded. I didn't just want it off my hard drive or removed from my Steam library. I wanted this game gone and the money back. So here's a quick explanation why this game is such an incredible, horrific letdown for me. Insulting and absolutely on my 2025 shit list for worst AAA game. Probably one of the highest contenders for worst game of the year. First, I have recently upgraded my system, mostly due to the fact that I would like to edit a few more videos and my old graphics card was struggling. Therefore, I stayed away from Unreal Engine slop games because on my old system they would just flat out not have run at all, right? So I have no prior contact with Unreal Engine 5. I knew about the infamy that this engine brings, but besides Space Marine 2, which did run pretty okay, this game is the only proper Unreal Engine 5 game that I have been playing this year and that has been running on my new system. I didn't think anything while buying this game because it kind of looks like it's from 2011 with the state the graphics are in. So I thought, hey, what could go wrong? This game has to run well. It looks like a completely outdated product. So in short, I jumped into the Unreal Engine 5 slop experience with a brand new PC, a 5090, a Ryzen 9 9950 3DX, yada yada yada, you know, the best that the market has to offer, and I was met with this travesty of a technical state. Don't worry, I will talk about the rest of the game, but the absolute state this game is in, that is absolutely inexcusable. If you had more Unreal Engine slop experience, hey, maybe perhaps you would be less inclined to put this game down in such a way like I'm going to do right now. Maybe you are already numb to the idea or the idiotic modern game dev shenanigans and you can't even bring yourself to be angry anymore, maybe. But for me, this was like the first gigantic slap in the face. By a gaming company, by a CEO, by a product. That is, by the way, $70. Just keep that in mind. But the way this all is playing out, still currently with the newest patch being an absolute catastrophe and the last patch being unplayable as well, and the absolute tone-deaf mutterings of Randy Pitchford, this game is turning out to be a real piece, a real special pile of shit. Here is how this will go. I'm gonna lay out the agenda for you. I'm gonna do a quick review, which is already going to be a ranty. I will show footage that I was able to record before the game became literally unplayable, and I I make fun of some fanboys and Randy at certain points in time. Because if you are defending this dumpster fire, and you're not somehow trolling, you know, you are literally the dancing monkey idiots these developers want. You are exactly the empty-headed, golem, soulless zombie consumer that these companies want. An actual human slave. The actual problem with the gaming industry and the cause of all the shit that normal consumers, normal customers have to deal with nowadays. The fanboys, the brain-dead, empty-headed consumers that literally buy everything that gets handed to them. And so I feel like at least we can make fun of those guys, and I can vent a little bit for myself because this game has been such a shitty experience for me. So let's get into the proper review. Don't worry, there is not going to be much positive there either. And then after that, we will just be ranting about the performance and Randy Pitchford and the gaming industry in general. So strap the fuck in.
Holy hell. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm using a level like 15 gun because I have no ammo.
Yeah.
How do you not have ammo?
I just spam ammo.
We should get more SDUs.
It's 7 times stronger than his counterpart.
Oh, full on crash. Yep. Hard crash. First up, gameplay. Gameplay-wise, Borderlands 4 is, just as the other Borderlands, serviceable to mid first-person gunplay, entirely carried by the full loot system that suggests there are millions and billions of guns, but in reality there are like 600 iterations of the same 200 guns with minor stat differences. The addition in Borderlands 4, if they work, are minor improvements over 2 and 3, and would be enjoyable if the game would run at all.
Without a map marker, I don't have guidance. Without guidance, I can't move.
Oh, this yellow paint must indicate something.
The addition of gimmick movement abilities like the grapple is cute, and the glide and strafe are genuinely well implemented. But then again, what is truly the point if you don't really have to dodge anything in the game? Even on the hardest available difficulty, enemies just kind of turn into bullet sponges with the intellectual capability of a brain-amputated amoeba. And stacking more modifiers on top is not going to make the gameplay flow more interesting or more engaging. Enemies may look varied in their design, however, they boil down to pretty generic types of grunts and elites. If you run at you and flail some sort of melee weapon in your face, and the others just kind of sit and shoot various projectiles at you. They have no real self-preservation or strategies, they just kind of hold W and M1 and either run at you or sit back. They are visually different, but strategy or gameplay-wise, they are very boring and generic enemies, just like all Borderlands games.
Look at this guy's running in circles. You guys see this?
Wait a second.
This game's so good.
He's fucking freaking.
He is on something, man. He's on that good shit. The badass enemy spawn on hard mode just kind of mildly slows your progression down, and the fact that enemies can ragdoll like crazy is annoying and a complete waste of time, especially since their ragdoll state makes hitting crits an ordeal.
I'm lagging,
Yeah,
so
Isaac was
I have
floating
infinite
away.
glide. I literally am just gliding forever.
You are definitely not
Oh
with
my
us.
god, it put me so far back. Holy shit.
You were like, I'm gliding really far, and you're holding still on my fucking...
I was at the town, bro. I'm all the way back here again.
Oh no, yeah, that was a lag. But all in all, the gameplay aspect of the game is serviceable. Gunplay and feel is not on the same level of actually good FPS games. You know, maybe people who like Borderlands have never played actually good first-person shooters. And, you know, Borderlands was never a good FPS shooter, but it was a serviceable to mid-looter shooter game. And I think that is mostly what all the releases have aimed for, and that is what has carried the franchise so far. If you didn't notice, I am wondering since Borderlands 2 how these games and the entire franchise still has an audience that large after 5 iterations of the same mediocre formula. I guess idiocracy is truly and fully and utterly real. That's the only presumption that I have.
What
I hope she's
happens
secretly a
if I
siren.
stay here and the elevator comes down?
More resistance.
We'll find out.
Let's clear.
Let's clear.
Look at Moxie's up here naked.
Where? Ping it.
Goodbye.
Toddy is down.
Grenade is fucking open.
That was anticlimactic.
Or, maybe these people don't know better. Anyway, if you play the other Borderlands games, you know what to expect. And you get exactly what you expected, with a few added gimmicks and some underbarrel attachments. I would talk about the new heavy ordnance system, but to be honest, I wasn't able to play uninterrupted for a long enough time to form a full opinion on it. If you forced me to, I would say they all boil down to fire and forget whenever they're on cooldown. The same goes for the abilities of the Vault Hunters. There is build crafting, but then again ruined by the overall performance. What reason would I have to respec and give a shit about what the hell I have equipped if the game is gonna crash in 5 minutes anyway? So most of the gameplay boils down to throwing out all of the random skills and grenades and all of the shit that you have, random shit go, and then you hold M1 until the enemies die. And that's it for the gameplay.
Goddamn, I'm just scrolling all the fucking reviews that say product refunded.
Yeah. It's not good.
Like I can manage it, but it would definitely be better if I had better performance on a higher setting.
It would be better if it wasn't fucking $70, man. Everything costing $70 is so ass.
The open world. As expected, we have Ubisoft slop at home. Tons of meaningless, time-wasting side activities. The map is cluttered with busy work and mindless tasks, so pretty much as you would expect from any generic modern AAA game that has an open world. 90% filler, 10% content that actually matters.
Yeah, I'm reviving you by giving you a hand job or something. I don't know what I'm actually doing.
There's no minimap, and the compass is almost useless. The map and level design is uninspired and has no identifying landmarks or orientations, so you would actually be able to navigate it with a compass. The reason Elden Ring doesn't need a minimap is because the world map design is 1, very well implemented, and 2, the game has recognizable landmarks that help you navigate with just the compass. Now, if you generate your terrain with Unreal Engine 5 assets, auto-generated, I bet my left kidney that is exactly what they did to build the base level of the world, then you end up with lots of similar looking locations and areas all thrown together, maybe only differentiated by the fact that one is ice, and the other one is a tundra, and the one is a desert, and the other one is green, and so on and so forth.
Wait, if the armor is melted,
Just hold on to it.
does that
Just hold on to it. It's gonna be fine.
He was capable of this.
Gonna be fine.
Throw the wall! Hurry! Okay.
Holy hell! Help me!
Help me! Oh.
That was crazy damage that thing just did.
We dabbled a bit in side missions, but again, with how volatile the game is, just rushing the main campaign seemed to be the best and only most logical options that we had. You are not missing anything in the few side quests that we did. They were tedious, cringe, and unfunny joke missions anyway. Your generic Borderlands humor. And that is about all I have to say about the open world. Probably one of the less good decisions that this game made. If, you can find anything positive about this product anyway.
There's a guy still running around here. He's just casually walking around while everything's going to shit.
The new Vault Hunters. I want to talk about the new characters real quick, as these have to be the most uninspired, boring, and soulless by far, and the worst characters introduced to the franchise yet, at least the worst playable characters. I was playing Harlow, or whatever her name is, mostly due to the fact that I was pretty much 200% sure she would have the most annoying, stupid, and generic, stereotypical quotes, and I was right.
Oh well.
When I finally buy me a boat, I'm gonna name it after you. Say,
I love
what is your name anyway?
Forest.
Harlow. Oh, can you name it? Harlow? Can she go?
That was,
Oh
that
my
was
god.
fire.
She is the annoying know-it-all science geek, and she's, very quirky, and every time she opens her mouth, you cringe and want to die. Then we have Rafa, who I still don't know what he's supposed to be, Arab, Indian, Mexican, doesn't really matter. The only things I've heard from him are lame and stable quotes as well. The new Siren, I can't really say much. For some reason, her dialogue did almost never really play, or maybe I just missed what was said. But if she didn't stand out in any way, in any negative way that is, maybe that means, that's the best for her. It means that she has the fewest cringe lines available, or maybe, I don't know, I just tuned her out for some reason. Then we have the big guy. Big guy stood out the most because he was pretty much talking all the time during missions, and he also has the most standout behavior, being the very valiant, stupid big warrior hero archetype, lawful good guy with, Borderlands humor inserted. And that is, I guess, very funny as a character archetype. Also, he's gay for some reason. That's really important. I don't really know why I even know that, but apparently the only manly male character in the game needs to be gay for, I don't know why. Some reasons probably,
He's got a fucking flamethrower? That's sick.
Swapping weapons.
This guy's danced up, dude.
Besides, their demeanors and personalities, I couldn't really tell you about any of the other characters besides Harlow, because that's the only character that I actually got to play. Because, the game doesn't run at all. And Harlow's gameplay is fine, I guess. Again, you throw out skills and you have a skill tree and you can build your skills, if the game doesn't crash. And that's about it. Nothing special to say here.
Next time, just tell me downstairs.
Downstairs. I only talk about issues regarding the boss up here. Like the rules.
Wow.
I can't really.
This guy has the brain capacity of a fucking squirrel and has to go on Instagram every 2 seconds.
All I do is open it and look at a message.
Open the message. Can't stay in the game for 5 minutes.
But the one important thing is, these are probably the least inspired characters out of all of them. You will forget about these characters, their names will not be remembered, and I hesitate to say that they will even make a reappearance in the next Borderlands game. If there even is one, should I even say that? There is totally gonna be another Borderlands. People are gonna buy this slop until the end of all time. I guess now we can get into the story as far as I, was able to play it.
That's not a chair.
Sorry, I
It's
What the hell?
Fucking hilarious.
Masterful. You have reimagined the question.
that works.
What is chair? And the answer is
Art joke.
you simply must send it to me. Or better yet, destroy it.
destroy it.
That was quick.
Because art, like all
Already gone. He has to be processed.
The story. In this section, I also would like to talk about the writing as well. Is it just me, or have we stopped evolving our humor? This shit is still the same garbage referential jokes that I didn't find funny during Borderlands 2, and I was like a child back when that game came out. Is this incredibly tacky, lowest common denominator, late-night host clapping audience comedy slop really the shit that people want? Are people applauding this shit? Like, this is the most mind-boggling, mediocre, unfunny garbage I have ever witnessed. It is not funny. Maybe my sense for comedy has dulled due to internet overexposure, but I don't find Pokemon references funny, or doing stupid follow the guide minigames, or the Reddit level dialogue of the characters.
Saw you.
Nice cloak you got there, woman.
Wrong.
This bitch is ugly.
That switch.
I did.
again.
What the fuck am I doing?
Drill. When you punch
Oh,
the button,
smack the button,
flip that switch.
flip the switch.
Bop it.
Let's bop it.
Pull the lever.
Whoa.
Hold the lever.
Rocks between your ears. Just
What the
Oh
fuck?
my
I pulled
God.
it! I pulled it!
My god.
You know the drill.
Good enough.
Flip that switch.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the panel. Pull. Shoot the panel. I had my doubts about you the second.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Or prove me wrong. You know,
Aww.
shoot the panel. Shoot the panel. Flip that switch. Melee the button. Pull the lever. Melee the button. Flip that switch. Wow. Hardly impressive, but it's good enough.
Everyone is a stereotype, a caricature, or just an edgelord, or a reiteration of a character from another Borderlands title. And for some reason we are supposed to care about these guys. The first dude that randomly gets you out of jail is killed, and you're supposed to feel something while that happens. It's even played up with the whole mind control garbage. And the music tries really hard to make you feel something. The characters either feel like safe or safe edgy muppets, or they are straight up just annoying. We got super smart science lady. We got Coal Train at home. We got small funny hermit midget.
So fucking quiet.
Oh my god, a midget.
This guy.
What the hell's this?
Crazy midget.
This
guy's awesome.
Dwarf.
Funny dwarf character.
I've been mining my whole life.
And Amara, but this time she loses an arm and that's supposed to be dramatic. Also, the guy from the beginning comes back as a shitty version of Joker or Handsome Jack. And they even gave him these overly animated body movements to really drive home the point that this guy is really deep and edgy and they really want to evoke, like, you know, Handsome Jack's mannerisms, you know, the bombastic character archetype. You know, I wasn't unfortunately not able to finish the story, but it's extremely jarring when this guy just does his Joker routine out of nowhere after, you know, he died at the beginning of the game and you don't even know his name anymore. Apparently that dude is supposed to be like a post-campaign extra boss, but we kind of stopped playing around that time because neither of us could play the game. You know, either one of us got disconnected, you know, one of the four, or someone crashed, or someone had like some other extreme issue with the game. So this is about the point via Lictor, and then, you know, the reappearance of Mr. Edgelord is where I stopped playing the game because we legitimately couldn't play the game anymore.
Rush, Saul is coming for the outbounders. You must get out of there now.
What do you mean he's coming? What is Saul? I see it. We won't have enough time to get away.
You must. That ship is loaded with locusts.
Don't come back here, okay? Please. Just stay safe.
Rush!
I'm assuming you're ignoring Rush's plea, but you'll have to hurry. The fast travel is down.
Rush can say what he
It's like the equivalent of Rohan, to be honest.
Kill the outbounders.
So tragic. Very
Give me a second, I
sad.
gotta save my boy Rush.
Why'd the black man die?
Nah, dude, why is he darker than me?
I have nothing positive to say about the story. It's there, it's meaningless, it has no memorable characters or locations, and you won't remember it after you're done with it. I mean, do you even listen to the cacophony of dialogue in this game? This just plays over each other and randomly stops. These guys just don't stop yapping. It's crazy.
Oh,
My map progress is gone.
Bro.
Then she reset the entire map.
Let's talk about the graphics for a little bit. If you are new here, you should know that I don't give a single shit about the fidelity or the realism or whatever slop is the current trend to get brain-dead consumer hordes excited. I do not care. I do not care about graphic or graphic fidelity. Give me the shittiest looking PS2 game, but it has a key story, absolute outstanding gameplay, and a good art style, and you got my money. This turd here looks like Borderlands 2 with some reshade applied. It feels like a game from 2011 and it looks like one. In a world where Cyberpunk exists, how can Gearbox justify their product looking like certified hot garbage while also trying to blow up a NASA supercomputer with its performance shortcomings. Guys, you're not Crysis, and even Crysis did at least run.
Oh my god, the fucking textures on the ground! What is this game? Holy
UV5 swap.
Jesus Christ. Oh, what? I think the textures aren't loading. I think my textures are just not loading. That's why everything looks so weird.
Your game runs like absolute dog shite. So yeah, in short, graphics are 2011 Borderlands graphics. It's a cartoon game. It should lean heavily into that style, but I feel it just hasn't done that since Borderlands 2. It's just a game with cell shading applied and slightly goofy character faces maybe. That's about it. This thing looks like it should run on any old potato, but you know, Unreal Engine 5 apparently thinks differently. I am not even convinced anymore that this is all about Unreal Engine 5 at this point. Gearbox has to have fucked up something in the game for it to run this badly on modern hardware. I mean, it's AMD optimized, but even then there is no excuse for this. Unreal Engine 5 might be slop turbo normie garbage, pushed by Epic Games on the entire industry, and no self-respecting developer should use it, but I also think it's in the hand of said developers that so many Unreal Engine games run so poorly. It can't just be the engine. Well, and now we can basically get into the meat of it. The big part of the video. The performance and the rant.
Yo, movement tech. Hold on, what's this?
Holy
thing
hell.
do?
Jesus Christ.
That was fucking funny.
Robot. He's crashing now. He crashed out. His computer crashed.
The performance. It runs like utter garbage. Not just that, the game is riddled with bugs, glitches, and all the Unreal Engine 5 hallmarks are present. Micro stutters, shader cache shenanigans, shader cache size issues, memory leaks, shitty Nvidia patches, and extremely bad follow-up patches by Gearbox. I was legitimately running the game better on the day 1 patch version than on the current patch. How can you fuck up this badly? Did they fire every single dev at Gearbox and replace them with Randy Yesman? I can't even put into words how bad this is. I have not experienced crashes and performance issues since I had a fucking Windows 95 PC and was trying to play Age of Empires 1. And that was because that old ass PC was literally not good enough to run that game. I never had a game crash on this level, crash this hard, crash this extreme, produce these amounts of error messages. It is crazy. It has been years, literal tens of years since I experienced a game this hard crashing, this extremely badly performing. Maybe, you know, I actually did a good thing and stayed away from poorly optimized products for such a long time. I am extremely picky with the games that I'm buying. So, you know, perhaps this is just the experience that any old gamer gets to witness if they jump into the AAA slop garbage that is produced nowadays. I am not even shitting. I couldn't think of anything outside of the, you know, the old ass Windows 95, Windows 98 days where I was trying to run games that legitimately were completely out of the, you know, out of the leagues of these PCs. I cannot remember my XP, my old ass Windows 7, my Windows 10. Like, none of these PCs, none of the games that I had were crashing this persistently, this extremely to this level. And then again, on the hardware that I own, it is actual bullshittery. It is actually unreal how bad this game performs. I have not witnessed this in years. Truly and honestly, not even shitting you. This is on a whole nother level of insanity. How a game is not running on a 3090, a 4090, a 5090, and all the modern day CPUs combined. I feel like we need a legit gaming historian, like we need legit audits, gaming historians to go through and document the great age of the Unreal Engine 5 slot. I feel like this needs to be studied somehow. How we got to this point. It is out of the question that this is not excusable. It is out of the question that this is not excusable in any parallel dimension. It is inscrutable how shit this game runs. I can only try and hand you as much as I actually was able to record during my playtime. I can only give you the things that I have written down. This is the only way I can actually put this into words.
I lost my entire...
I have a completely different cosmetic set now.
What the fuck? Why did it do that? Dude,
That game is so fucking retarded.
I am fucking pissed.
Yeah, it got rid of mine as well.
I don't have the pre-order thingy that I gave you, but I have the other one that was locked now. So dumb.
Hey, at least I got a legendary though.
We got the fact that DLSS is mandatory. That already should never be the case for any game. Don't ever let anybody tell you that shit is industry standard, or you need it, or it is needed in any game. Or, you know, why are you complaining? Why are you whining? It's normal. No, I am complaining because DLSS should never be the industry standard. It should not even be a consideration unless it is used to boost performance for truly outdated system. It should never be mandatory. It is not a generalized tool. It is not a generalized setting. It should never be turned on. That is the reality check. Please don't let this become a set and done thing in the industry. You need to push back at this notion whenever you can. DLSS is not a standard feature. It should be optional in 80% of cases. And don't let anyone tell you it is not. Don't eat up the industry PR statements. Don't eat up the propaganda.
I realize finding...
Oh, what's happening?
Who the fuck took us to the main menu?
I don't know.
Frame generation is even worse. It should not even be active 99% of cases, and only be a last resort, a last solution if you truly need it. Day 1 patches are also not industry standard. Just because it happens 100% of the time, all the time, does not mean it's okay or acceptable or some sort of normality. You don't have to just lay down and accept any lack of quality control or respect towards you, the customer. You pay $70 for this turd. You can expect more for the money that you pay. You should expect more. Day 1 patches are not okay. They are unacceptable. They rarely do anything, and they are not industry standard in any alternative timeline. Stop eating up the corporate propaganda slop.
Why does it tell me to go backwards?
A fucking random ass side quest?
Huh?
No, it's the same one.
No.
It is.
What the hell?
Tell me to go. What?
The fuck is happening?
Uh-huh.
Oh, is this another area?
Yeah, but this
is where we
This is where we came from. This is
No,
where
it's
we
not.
came from.
Bro,
Right back at it again.
This is the exact same thing. What happened?
Whoa.
the warp fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, it put us on the other edge.
What the hell?
Yeah, like double teleported us. That was weird. Travel canceled? What the fuck do you mean?
It was cancelled. That's what it means.
Yeah, but we didn't even travel. We just drove.
Because I have to get to the new area first.
You fucking idiot.
What the?
Except it, pretty sure it broke
What the
again.
fuck is happening? I'm just in front of a.
So it's gonna make us travel again.
I love this game.
I do too.
Now we can get into the nitty-gritties. Right after we left the tutorial area, one of us had a full-on system crash. Pretty much all of my buddies, including myself, have to run this with DLSS in performance mode, and my buddies have to use frame generation. At least I don't have to use frame gen. With my glorious NASA PC, I was allowed to play with DLSS off and frame gen off, and lo and behold, I got 120 frames that dipped down to 80 or 60 in every gunfight. Wow, what a privilege! It is actually inconceivable how shit like this is even allowed to happen. I paid $70 for this crap. Oh yeah, and the buddy who got his, full-on blue screen crash, you know what? His character was completely gone.
Good
Hey, guys?
God, man.
It didn't say my character.
Really?
Good.
If it didn't say my character, I'm multi-foring and getting off, I promise you.
Does that mean I can refund it?
Ed really doesn't like this game.
Where's my character?
I deleted his character.
Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect.
Oh, dude, I promise this is going to be a crash out moment if my character's not here.
So you gotta play all over again.
Did you go to the main menu and
He's
What do you mean no Vault Hunter? What are you talking about?
the character got deleted because his computer crashed?
Doesn't
Doesn't it autosave though? If it doesn't autosave, that's pretty bad.
Probably were because you were the host or some shit. Or maybe because of the blue screen, yeah.
I'm crashing out.
Absolutely wiped off the face of the earth. Nice. And he could not get it back. Cloud save didn't work. No, nothing worked. He was forced to do it all again. He must also have been the literal first person that this happened to, because at the time there was no reports of character corruption or deletion anywhere. It seems to have become more prevalent now, but this guy was probably one of the first people it ever happened to. So normally, right, this is where you refund the game, yeah? The game has crashed, deleted your character, but this dude leveled up another character. Oh well, it's not me, you do you. I would have already crashed out at that moment. I would have completely and utterly crashed out, but you do you. And then the shenanigans continue. We have audio issues, disconnects, lobby problems, extreme desyncs and lags, multiple PC crashes, and not just game crashes, full-on blue screens. I thankfully was not at that point where I was crashing. As I've already told you, the base level patch was running decently for me. But with patch number 1, it started happening to me as well. And at that point, I was the guy getting butt fucked by Randy. Every 5 seconds, the game closed itself with an Unreal Engine 5 error. Then the game refused to restart with the message that Steam is still running or some sort of bullshit. Nothing could fix that issue. I could not start the game anymore. The only thing that helped was revalidating the game files. Nothing else helped. Nothing else helped. Only for the game to crash after 5 minutes and then the Steam bug reappears, making me unable to launch the game. That continued until patch 2 released on September 27 or around that time. And at that point we were basically all crashing. And then I got a full-on horror show black screen. I can kind of show you what happened in the event log shortly before it happened, and I have a few of the error messages pulled up. I don't even know exactly what happened, but it seems the game overloaded the VRAM of my 5090 or caused some sort of issue that the VRAM actually completely crashed. My PC completely crashed. I had a full-on black screen with the device, this device had stopped working message, and that was it. And the entire log was filled with NVIDIA error messages. By the way, this is the fastest a new PC actually crashed for me. I had this thing for a week. Obviously, it's not the fault of the device itself, but it is kind of just ironic that you buy a $6,000 PC and that thing crashes after a week because some absolute incompetent piece of shit coded a game that should have never been on my hard drive to begin with. And then after multiple attempts at problem solutions, I gave up because I couldn't get the game to run. Nothing worked. Driver reinstallation, following all of the community guides, shader cache restoration, reinstallation, downgrading of drivers, upgrading of drivers, increase of shader cache, doing every single thing. I've literally done every single thing. Which you shouldn't do, by the way. You shouldn't have to do any of this. And that is not even talking about the horrific netcode. This is supposed to be a co-op game, by the way. And the multitudes of disconnects we had kind of just tells you that the co-op doesn't work at all.
Oh, I wonder what happens if you
coming.
sit in there and wait. Oh.
Mongo's lagging again?
Mongo, get off! Get out from there! Mongo, no!
Someone's seeding a fucking
Pirate Bay fucking torrent, yeah.
And then the glitches and the bugs and the visual abominations. And honestly, if you experienced half of the shit that I did and all my mates did, the absolute abomination of this game, you should have asked for a refund right then and there. And in fact, I would argue that you should ask for a refund, just like I did. Let's call it refund bombing. You know, just another PR term companies can claim as harassment when they get their just desserts for putting out abject, horrific scamware, which this game is. Even without all the technical issues, this game would at most be a measly 5 out of 10.
Are you good, Mongo? You're shaking.
Huh?
You're shaking.
Am I?
Is it too emotional?
Whoa.
I am happy you are less
Yeah, this is so sad.
And I guess I have been edging long enough. You probably wonder if I got my refund after a sizable amount of playtime. Well, here we go. And you can do so too. Free yourself from the AAA corporate slop, show Randy the middle finger and just refund this pile of garbage. Just do it. It is not worth your money. It is not worth your time. It is not worth any of your thoughts. Just refund this piece of crap. Even Steam agreed with me. Go through your purchase history, find Borderlands 4, go to I have a question about this Steam product, and then go and open a support case, lay out your case in a friendly manner, and then you will get your refund, independent of time played or how long you've owned the game. Be gorgeous, be nice, and just tell them that this game is unplayable. Follow my example. I think it's time I turn my back on this franchise and Gearbox as a company. Bye, Randy. And I hope 2K finally grows some balls and fires your incompetent ass. And let's be honest here, the conduct of Randy alone is a reason to refund, boycott, and never touch a single Gearbox product ever again until this person is finally gone from the company. I want to say worse shit, just think the things that I don't want to say. You know what I want to say. Let's keep it PG-13. And let's not ignore the fact that this thing also comes with de novo and some shitty anti-cheat, because why not layer some more bloatware on top of the already badly running shit pile of a game. I legitimately truly wonder how many pirates de novo created alone. Honestly, if you see a game with de novo, buddy, just pirate that shit. If you do, you got an overall better product, which is still schizophrenic even thinking about that. As a legal customer, you get fucked over more than some guy downloading the stuff from the Pirate Bay. But guys, in this case, don't pirate Borderlands 4. Just stay away, period. And to the 3 buddies who played with me, like, friends, I like you, I love you guys. But what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Just refund this. Just refund this game, man. The absolute state of the gaming industry. As an outro, I will now read some more unhinged sewage that fanboys are spewing on Steam, kind of just as a palate cleanser. We can all make fun of idiots on the Steam forums about this game. And I'll show off some of the boss fights, because they're at least spectacles, while I read off some of, the Steam comments that I find particularly hilarious. So sit back, relax, and see you next time.
Why are people trying this without DLSS? Just looking at some reviews before buying, I'm noticing a lot of the negative reviews complaining about performance. Don't use DLSS. Why would you do this?
Working fine for me and my 40 Ti Super. This reads like a skill issue.
Overuse comment from the Souls community. Skill issue.
There are no performance issues. There are no performance issues. You guys just don't know how to tune your graphics settings. I'm literally playing at 4K, 156 frames, and it looks amazing. Learn how to use DLSS and FrameGen to your advantage. If you don't have FrameGen support on your Nvidia card, use AMD's FSR FrameGen. Use DLSS or FSR Performance. It looks great on this type of game. No need to go to native resolution or quality. Instead of using badass preset, adjust settings until you get the frames you like. This isn't console. They gave us settings for a reason, because there are a million different configurations. Game runs fine on my 3070. Bit the bullet and bought the game on a small discount, despite the mixed reviews on performance. Medium settings mostly, DLSS unbalanced, 144p, butterly smooth 60 to 70 FPS. It may not be optimized, and I hope it gets there, but the performance hasn't at all affected how my gameplay feels. Yeah, cope harder, buddy. How did this happen? How did they manage to make this game with mediocre graphics and horrible performance? Unreal Engine 5 strikes again. They didn't. You have just been watching videos.
Graphics are just fine.
You have not seen the game. You have seen a video. What is Bro on about? Just update your drivers. For the love of God, people, just try it. You'd have to do it manually through your Nvidia or whichever your own application on your PC. If you're only updating through Windows updates, you're not getting graphics drivers updated. It's working for a lot of people. My rig shouldn't be able to run this game at all, but I'm getting around 50 FPS, 50 FPS on mid-high settings. By the way, lighting in the game settings is a frame killer. Not sure why I'm running that setting on medium, and then he puts, his stats down there. PS, if my dinosaur system can do it, then so can those powerhouses you guys and gals have out there. Just update your driver. Update. Graphics drivers. High-end PC graphic cards with low brain operators. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Must feel even worse to be a golem and not know that you're inhuman. 40 series is old tech now. Like, come on, get with the times. Just buy a 6090 already. What is it people are complaining about? The game is running perfectly. For me at 900p, 100 FPS with DLSS, and it's very smooth. Why are people trying to run it in 4K? You don't have to run it in 4K. And it's cell shaded. It looks very similar at 900p or 1080p over 4K anyway. So what are people making a mountain out of a molehill for? I swear, some players aren't even going their settings and leaving taxing settings on. I'm even playing in GeForce Now and it's running extremely well there too. Well, you go all ahead and be miserable while I enjoy the game. I think people are just completely unrealistic expecting new games to run at 2K and 120 frames. Like, you know, it's just way too high of an expectation. I mean, this is what DLSS and image scaling are for. Maybe you should all go back to 1080p. The game is good. Get a new rig. See it. I said it. Whatever, Chud. Whatever, Chud. The issue isn't better optimization. Just stop it already. For games, for years, games using RT for global illumination, reflections, etc. have been very demanding on very high-end or flagship cards. It does not mean that when these technologies are used, they are not optimized. They are optimized. People are free to criticize modern games for using ray tracing and everything, which pushes up PC specs. I think that criticism is totally fair. If that is the case, just tell Gearbox what you think and vote with your wallet and walk away. If you can get a refund, do so, okay? Pretty reasonable so far. However, this narrative that the game is unoptimized is really tiring. We see this after every major release where a game is doing demanding things that require more powerful hardware, and ignorant gamers always blame the poor optimization, as if they were able to play other games using tons of RT and physics at 4K max settings at 144 or 240 FPS. No, you were never going to do this. Just stop with this nonsense already. What I find really interesting is this only happens for certain games. Avowed, Black Myth Wukong, etc. largely avoided these narratives, even though the performance you get in those games is pretty comparable to the Borderlands 4. Even when you do a full comparison with a different engine, like Cyberpunk 2077 with all the RT features tuned on, we see pretty similar performance to Borderlands 4, Avowed, and other UE5 open zone or world games. Completely wrong, by the way. Again, you are free to criticize that these technologies were used for a game like Borderlands 4 that uses a cel-shaded art style. Cool, I think that is fair criticism, but this constant whining and complaining and the review bombing about poor optimization is extremely tiring, and it just makes the gaming community look stupid and unhinged. Just accept that if you want to play games with heavy use of modern technologies, you're going to have reasonable expectations on mid to high-end hardware. Is this guy for real? Or you need to upgrade. I would recommend an RTX 5060 if you are looking for a cheap upgrade. This card will give you 65 FPS at 1080p on high settings with DLSS quality, and it looks and runs great. If you can even use 4x frame generation with these settings, you have a 144Hz monitor, and again the latency is basically non-existent, given what we have seen in current benchmarks. But it is your choice if you want to use frame generation or not. Either way, you're getting a much better experience than the Series X or PS5 with this card, and it is only $300. A 4060 can achieve similar results too. Enough with this performance nonsense though. If you don't like it, vote with your wallet and move on.
If you have a bad PC setup, which cannot handle the game, then it is not the game's fault. It runs perfectly fine on my cheap $800 laptop. I even got constant max frame rate of my display.
170 FPS and not a single crash in nearly 50 hours. Wow, game of the year material, am I right, boys? Am I right, friends, fellas? Fellow non-humans? Anti-de novo hysteria has no importance in the real world. Tell that to the millions of pirates it has created. Are we playing the same game? Probably going to get flamed for this, but I'm going to say it. The game is running smooth as butter on my rig. No stutters, no crashes. In 2 days. No hesitation. Smooth, honestly. I was going to wait to purchase based on all the negative posts regarding system stutters, etc., but I bought it anyway, figuring that if it was bad, it would eventually be optimized anyway. And was I surprised? Not one crash. Smooth gameplay, no stutters. I have no idea what kinds of rigs folks are running, but that has the game supposedly running so bad my rig is no $10,000 NASA rig. So far really enjoying the game, to be honest. It is different than previous titles, but not in a bad way. Content is fun. My systems, all my graphic settings vary from medium to ultra at what the fuck? 120 Hz. What is that resolution? The game is a 4.5 out of 5 on Epic. Why are you such crybabies on Steam? Explain this behavior. A 4090 getting a 37 FPS at 4K ultra badass is really good. Come on, guys. More than 60 FPS in 2025, really? Wait for the review bombers to off and get their refunds. Then we'll see the real reviews. All the fanboys, I see. Music in this game is bad and soulless. 70 hours in and I realized the music basically doesn't exist. There are no bangers whatsoever. It's like background elevator music that's completely forgettable. Borderlands 3 had so many bangers. Oh, wait a second, this is critical. We can have this one. Away with you. Go play Elden Ring again then. Stop moaning. The only reason people complain is because they fear frame gen and upscaling. Won't lie to anyone, I am one of them, but then I turned the AMD equivalent on in this game and was shocked by how well it was implemented. It is likely FSR 3.1 or some variation is there. Absolutely no camera shift artifacting. Some detail in far distances have a slight fizzle, but you generally have to be looking for it. That is the upscaling on a Radeon RX 7 9000 XTX 24GB lalala slop. Frame generation is wild. It's both visually and feeling smoother. I get the base rate of 80 FPS at FSRQ badass settings, that's pretty bad. If you have a slower card, then settings to scale and you don't lose that much visually quality. To begin with, some say turning off volumetric clouds not only adds performance back, but is also a visibly advantage when playing. Turning it on or off makes zero impact on my card. Not surprising, it's a beast of a GPU, still with a real memory implementation at stock. Though with FrameGen it is not feeling like 180 FPS. Visually it is like silk. No artifacts anywhere with FrameGen, it's super low latency. And then a Dailymotion video attached to that for some reason. I'm running on an 8-year-old card and have consistent 60 FPS on medium settings. I think people just need to work on their systems a bit. Let me get a mechanic on that real quick. And this is a surprise? $70 game with mediocre games after BL2 2012 and BL3 killed and split the fanbase with a team that hates the player base. After 13 years of mediocre games, the hype is not there anymore. You see what a loyal fanbase can do with games like Silksong. That's also a negative one. I can't have that here either. Get the fuck out of here. Probably because despite the performance issues, the gameplay is some of the best in the Borderlands series. It is fun to play. Doesn't seem to any real agenda pushing going on, yet at least where I am in the game. I also got it to run at 80 plus FPS and the GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, with the game looking great on mostly high settings, 40 to 50 FPS without FrameGen and 80 to 90 with this at 1080. By the way, that's enough for me. I doubt my card could handle much at 1044p. This is why I haven't bothered to upgrade my monitor in ages. The game does not have a massive stuttering problem, though, and no matter what settings I mess with, I can't seem to get it to be better. So it's something Gearbox has to eventually fix. At least something that he was agreeing on that could be negative. RTX 5090 and 9090 X3D barely above 60 FPS on 1044p Ultra F DLSS, F FrameGen optimized this game. Valid. First comment. User error, edit, stick to console from now on, buddy. Yes. Steam is crying, as usual. Game has been an absolute blast. My friend has only had one crash, and that was because there was an update. Why is the game so expensive? Did they have to recoup costs forced on them by allegedly working secretly with Sweet Baby Inc. or something? Hey, wait a second, that's negative. Oh wait, there's a comment down there that's rectifying it. Me boop, this has been the price of AAA games for 5 years, yo. Me, I am not a human being. Why the Randy hate? What did I miss? Gamers don't like being told it's their fault. Yeah, nothing. He's right. And people hate that. People hate that someone else but them are right. The game runs fine, update your potato. Constant 100 FPS for me with 2 monitors, Borderlands DLSS unbalanced, VSync off. Occasional crash, only when I'm not on turbo. Look up throttle stop and install it. No thanks, I've refunded the game. Pitchford is right. Build a better PC and or use technologies available to us to boost performance. We asked for better frame rates and we were given AMD's FMS and FSR, Nvidia's DLSS and FG, but oh no, that's not real enough or good enough. First world problems, man. I'm playing DL4 on a 4090 at 120 FPS. Thanks for those technologies, and it's excellent. DLSS and FG exists, by the way. These settings help with optimizing the game to get higher frame rates. Use them if you want the game to run better. Settings exist for a reason. These settings shouldn't exist, buddy. They shouldn't exist. Gearbox CEO responds to Steam version. Gearbox CEO told you how it is. Get a refund if you're not happy with performance. So glad I didn't buy this garbage. Wait a second, that's a negative one. We can't have that here. How do these get in there? Damn it. You ruined this game. If BL4 was $80, it would actually be optimized. Gamers just don't get it, do they? You complained about the $80 price, pressuring Gearbox and 2K to sell Borderlands 4 at the basic $70 price. Not understand that price has direct correlation with the quality, polish and optimization of a game. Why is it so difficult for some of you to understand? Are you new to gaming? Video games are expensive. They take years upon years of a whole team of human beings working on a project. For them to go the extra mile and optimize their game, charging $80 is needed. There's no ifs or buts. It's needed. You need to understand this before you ruin another game. Simply put, if you're against $80 games in the AA or AAA industry, you're against progress. Do not make YouTube videos and leave negative comments because you have moaned about the $80 price tag. All of this is happening because you, not a talented studio like Gearbox, and their wonderful leader Randy Pitchford. I genuinely hope you've learned your lesson. With Borderlands 4 and from now on, we'll accept developers charging a perfectly fair price of $80. Wait a minute. Randy, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. What the hell?